Hey, what's up YouTube? Today I am doing a DIY on how to make your own scribers or chisels. I have 4 here. They're all different sizes. They have different curves. But today I am going to show you how to make one with an exacto blade. Now the things you're going to need first to start off with is, in order for you to make one of these, the angle to the chisel has to be at a 35 degrees. Now, if you guys have one of these, you could easily find what is 35 degrees. And it's actually this here. But if you don't have one of these, this is exactly what you need to measure out so you can equal a 35 degrees angle. Now, I made a little skateboard with my 3D printer that is basically made out of 2 parts. I got some bearings as 4 wheels on both sides, and I got 2 long screws in between each other. Now this thing here, I made it to where I could actually put an exacto blade in it, and it's already at a 35 degrees. It has an embedded groove in it to where I don't really need to figure out what the 35 degrees is. So basically all you do, or what I do, is I stick it in there, put everything together, and I clamp it down nice and tight. So if you guys can see the blade where it's at, that is actually at a perfect 35 degrees. Okay, moving forward. The next step you're going to need is a 220 grit sandpaper. It doesn't matter if it's wet or dry. You need a 800 sandpaper. It does not matter if it's wet or dry. You need a 1000, and you also need a 2000. And I'll explain to you here shortly why you need all these grits. Also, what you're going to be needing is a flat, perfect surface. I'm using a stainless steel ruler here, which all I need is just, the width of this. Don't need much. But what you do is put your paper, your sandpaper, on the ruler there, and you basically take this skateboard and I glide it on the sandpaper back and forth. Now, depending on how many times you got to do it, to actually give you, let it focus, there it is, to actually give you that angle. See, it's actually taking shape already. To give you that angle, you just sand until that 35 degrees it's on the blade. See, now I'm able to go back and forth. Now it's perfectly flat. So next, there it is. So next, what you do is you take your 800 and you do the process all over again. Let it focus. There it is. Starting to take shape. So now you take your 1000 grit sandpaper and you do the same thing. Now I highly recommend that with the 1000 sandpaper and the 2000 sandpaper, you get it to almost a polish. What we're looking for is a high chrome polish on this exacto blade, because the shinier it is, the sharper it is. And that's what you want. So now let me get a 2000. Put it on here, and we do the process over again. Now you see here, I just tore the sandpaper. When it gets to that point, that thing is super sharp. So I highly recommend that you be careful with this thing, because it will poke you just like any other pointed knife, needle, etc. This thing is super sharp. I think that's good enough. Yeah, let's take it out. Now you see the angle's changed at that point. It's no longer straight where the actual blade is. Let me see if I can get it so you can see it. There it is. You see, that is a perfect 35 degrees angle. That is what you're looking for. So next, what you do is, in order to finish it off, by the way, I highly recommend you take the sharpness off the blade. But now, what you do is, you lightly polish the back end. And the reason for this is because you're actually taking away the ridges that it has on the back side of it. Now, if you guys don't have a 3D printer, you could basically make one of these little skateboards with PLA, Legos, any type of wood, cardboard, etc. It really doesn't matter what you guys make it out of, just as long as you have that 35 degree angle on it. But now that thing is sharp. It's actually pointy now. It actually has a polish now. So, next thing you do, you take your exacto knife handle, you put it in there like so. Take some PLA, and the only reason I'm doing this with this PLA is because it's black. So like that, you guys can see that it actually scribes. There you go. A nice scribed line. Why buy chisels when you can make your own? Now, with all that being said, I have 5 different of these, and they're all different sizes, different thicknesses. There you go. Now, next time you guys think of throwing these little suckers away, I suggest you keep them because they come in handy. Now, if you guys want to make it a thinner cut, then all you got to do is get a flat surface, lay it flat, and just polish it back and forth. The more you polish it, the thinner it gets. The thinner it gets. The thinner you go, the thinner your scribe line is. So this is what I did with this scriber. I actually did this lines. I actually made a scriber that's actually the size of that groove. Now, I actually got that from a piece of metal at work, and I accidentally just, made it and just to see if it worked. And it works okay, but the number one thing that I like these little knives is because they're heat treated and they don't lose their sharpness as fast. And that's what's good about these guys. So you guys, that is my DIY on how to make your own scribers with an exacto blade. The next time you guys think of throwing these away, I suggest that you don't, because they come pretty in handy if you want to make a scriber out of them. So that's my tutorial for today. I hope you like it. You guys have a nice day.